It's Willis, and yes, I know you saw my room for a brief moment. Back with another one. I don't care if you see my room, man. Back with another one. Yeah, dude, like these videos give me much comfort, as you probably figured, because you can see that I've got like not hundreds, but over 100 of them. I'm just venting and just getting shit off my chest. It's quite clear that this helps. this this helps somehow. Um, it's 10 to 6 now in the evening. I was thinking of taking a walk. Maybe I should, dude. It's an overcast today, similar to how it was yesterday when I took a walk. Where was I going yesterday? Oh yeah, I was just taking a walk, just like without having the intention of documenting my thoughts. I was just taking a walk because yeah, I remember that I was hurt, and I'm still kind of hurt today. But oh no, I don't know, dude. It subsided a little bit, and yeah, I didn't really come on here with a particular topic in mind. I'm really just seeking comfort again by coming on here. I'm really just seeking comfort. So it's that kind of thing. I might just take you guys for a walk with me. Though my phone's gonna die. It's gonna die. Yeah, I'm gonna mention this girl for like a few videos in a row. Because again, this is my arc. This is my Johannesburg girly arc. Yeah, it's a couple of episodes in this arc. My life is a long running shonen anime. You know, it's a couple of episodes in this arc, like a few hundred really. Yeah. A buddy got back to me. A shareholder buddy got back to me regarding the shares and whatnot. He wanted some further clarity on that. I hit him with it. He's yet to respond. It was a quite lengthy text that I sent him. So I'm being a bit productive. It's the 23rd. The 25th is when the development starts. Like I said, of the Cape Coastal Reverberator. Should have started ages ago, but better late than never. It's starting, and I'll be financing the development with my own funds right now. So I'm kind of hoping that as time goes on, my holders they haven't actually got the shares just yet, but they're committed to being involved. I almost said they're committed in getting full physical where it needs to be, but that's not their mission, obviously, and I can't expect that to be their mission. Their mission is to assist this buddy of theirs who's come to them with this business idea or whatever, and they're being rather supportive, and hopefully in doing that they get something in return, whether it be in the near future or in the distant future, but the when you boil it down, it's to build the company that is full physical. I don't like referring to it as a company. Well, I'll have days where I kind of alternate between my mood of referring to it as a company. On one day I'll refer to it as a brand, because I guess on that particular day company will just sound very, very corporate and very cold to me. Then on other days I'll be like, yo dude, it's a company, man. I know anyone can just walk up to the thing and open a company, but not many people do, not many people believe and think to do that. Not many people believe to do that, never mind think to do it. So I've gone and I've done it, and it's scary, yes, but you learn how to swim in the water, as the saying goes. Or I might be paraphrasing the saying or whatever, but it's true, because if you're going to try to figure out everything about starting a company before you start one, you're going to be sat here forever, because you have successful entrepreneurs, successful people with their own, enterprises and stuff, talking about how they learn new stuff on a daily basis. And in the eyes of a normal person, they're accomplished. So I went ahead and I did that. So yeah, shout out Full Physical, man. Full Physical is gonna get me out of here. Hopefully Full Physical can get me in her hands. Full Physical needs to get me with her. Fuck, dude. But don't dwell on it too much. Don't dwell on it too much, because it hurts. What else do you want to talk about, buddy? That's all I seem to talk about, isn't it? Just like this girl and the Full Physical stuff. Well, I guess it makes sense, seeing as that's pretty much all that's going on in my life. Maybe in like a few hundred videos time, I'll be talking about other stuff, or like other, at the very least, other sort of advancements within Full Physical. For the past dozens of videos, I've been talking about the development of the Full Physical. So hopefully, in the future, I'll talk about some other thing. Perhaps in the future, I'll talk about another aspect of Full Physical. Maybe I'll do a little rant about how my employees are insufferable, or how I have like pretty cool employees and stuff, and how I wish I could employ them on a daily basis, as opposed to a biannual basis, because I can anticipate already that I'm gonna have to hire people like twice a year to assemble pedals for like 2 or 3 days, or between 1 and 3 days. But I do definitely like the idea of employing people like full time, because I want to do something, dude. I want to do something for my nation. I want to do something about this unemployment in my nation. I want to die knowing that I did something about it. South Africa has got one of the worst unemployment statistics in the world. So I'd be pretty proud of myself if I could do something about that. Full Physical, the kind of business that Full Physical is, like pedal companies don't really need a whole lot of hands. Don't need a whole lot of a company like Full Physical doesn't need it doesn't need a whole lot of parts to operate, is essentially what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have a whole lot of parts. It isn't this very intricate mechanism. Really, I could assemble all the pedals of Full Physical. That's if I hated myself and I just wanted to put myself through like a terrible time. I could assemble thousands and thousands of pedals, but a part of me does want to hire people and stuff, and just create that relaxed work environment. I'd like to walk up in the warehouse and just be that cool boss, who's very lenient and very, very cool, very relatable, very the desirable kind of boss. One who's not very demanding of respect, but whose actions, prompt respect and warrant respect. Just the way that I treat them, just the way that I talk to them. Yeah, I want to create a very friendly work environment for like a couple of like 30. I was punching in the numbers on my calculator the other day, and yeah, like 30 employees would do it. Originally, I wanted to have at least 50, but that meant I would have had to divide the money that goes to the employees by a large factor, by 50. And I've punched the numbers, and yeah, dudes are coming in for like 1 or 2 days to assemble the pedals, or 3 days to assemble the pedal, and then they leave because Faux Physical won't be selling that many. We're not Boss now. We're not Boss like the pedal company Boss. We don't need a whole footprint, and I'm assuming that Boss has this because they're arguably the biggest pedal company. We don't have. It's not necessary to have. It's not even just necessary, but it's not viable to have workers there full time, because you assemble the pedals for like a day or two, and then you go home, and then a pedal release only occurs like, because in the case of you releasing 2 pedals a year, a pedal release will happen in the second half of the year. And then that's when you'd call them, or you put them in a WhatsApp group chat, and you're like, "Yo, guys, we Faux Physical released a new pedal. On estimate, would do for like this is in the case of me doing JHS numbers. We anticipate to have about 6,000 buyers getting this, at least right out the gate. So come in, guys. Each of you do like 300 pedals. I think that's about right? Am I not asking for too much? Is it crazy to ask for one worker to assemble 300 pedals within the span of 3 days? I like isolating that, it kind of sounds crazy, but then when you kind of juxtapose that with, say, a cashier who tills like hundreds of items on a daily basis, it kind of sounds manageable and not crazy. So yeah, and the funds that I'm planning on paying them, at least in this kind of mental frame that I have right now, the funds that I'm looking to pay them aren't bad, considering that they're great, actually, considering that they're basically just doing 3 days of work. I'm paying them like I'm speaking as if this shit already exists, but yeah, I'd be paying them like around minimum wage for 3 days of work. So I'm not looking to rip anyone off here. Minimum wage in South Africa right now is like 4,000 something rand. So I'd be paying them around 4,500 for 3 days of work for the assemblies of like 300 pedals each. I don't know, man. My kind of industry just doesn't allow for me to employ people full time, at least not viably. And then on top of that, it doesn't really allow for me to employ a lot of people. And yeah, this whole 30 employees kind of thing and paying them minimum wage for 3 days of work is only viable in the case of Faux Physical doing, like I said, JHS numbers, where we can expect to release about 6,000 units of a pedal, 6,000 units of every new pedal, like upon debut of a pedal. And that's big, dude. That's big. Yes, that's a goal of mine. But if I don't manage to attain it within 12 months, I'll know why. It's because you don't just become JHS in a day. And I've mentioned JHS a lot. I kind of use them as a reference, of where I want my Faux Physical company to be at the very least. Not that I'm a fan of their pedals. I don't own any of their pedals. I own Earthquaker Devices pedals. I could be using them as a reference, but I don't know. I don't really connect to JHS. I mean, Earthquaker Devices like I do JHS, mainly because their presentation isn't as welcoming or as relatable as JHS's presentation. JHS's presentation is it's the dude. It's Josh on the screen. Pretty much every video, it's him being very transparent with his product. No pun intended, because the overdrives are transparent. Being very, just relatable and honest and sincere. That's his whole strategy. He's this very sincere guy. Very honest. So yeah, that's part of the reason why I kind of use JHS as a reference to my business, because they're very transparent with how they operate. At least with how they present themselves. They present themselves in a very transparent way. So yeah, I managed to talk for about 18 minutes, despite not having an initial topic that I wanted to head into the video with. I know you sat there thinking, this guy's gonna talk about that girl again, isn't he? I might just, dude. I might just do it, man. I might just do it. I broke the hanger. Might just do it, dude. I was thinking, like a couple of minutes ago, I was thinking, I was like, no diddy, dude, but I need a stress ball, but for my mouth. No diddy, dude. And I'm sure if I look it up, I'll find it. I need one for my mouth, dude. Because I really get to chomping on stuff. That's my phone letting me know that it's close to dying. I really get to chomping on stuff. I really get to punching on walls. I get to just being very dramatic. Thinking about Faux Physical, but then that kind of behavior was very much aggravated and just aggravated and scaled up, I guess, by my feelings for the girlie. So emotionally, I'm a mess. Emotional, I'm a mess. But at least I'm working on it, you know. The dudes out there just being a mess and just kind of allowing their mess to consume them. I'm allowing my mess to kind of put unnecessary pressure on myself. My mess is most definitely putting the heat to my behind. I can't at all just sit still. That's probably why I pace around so much. Can't sit still, dude. I'm ready to go. I'm on go. You know? That's why being patient, and I spoke about this, and I keep speaking about this, being patient kind of hurts a little bit. But like I keep saying, patience is a virtue, you know. I guess it's because there's a fine line between being patient and just not doing anything. Because it feels like you're not doing anything if you're just being patient, but you need to realize that you're being patient and that you're not just wasting time. It's Monday today. These weeks fly by, dude. They fly by. So on the 25th, in 2 days' time, we're beginning the development with my developer. I've got the funds on me right now to accommodate a chunk of that development. Hopefully, as that keeps going, I get some shareholders to patch up where there needs to be patching up. And once that's done, I can take a huge, breath of relief, because the development is the biggest hurdle I will ever have to clear in my business, in my career. I promise you. Because once I clear this, and then once I do a little bit of work, once I do a little bit of rinsing and repeating, which pale in comparison to clearing the initial hurdle that is covering the development, getting the development done of the K-Coast Reverberator. Once that's done, Faux Physical will be able to stand on its own feet, dude. I was just thinking about this earlier. I was like, Faux Physical needs this assistance right now. Once this is done, Faux Physical will no longer be in its infancy. Faux Physical will be brushing its own teeth. Faux Physical will be, what's another thing that kids do? Will be, taking itself to the bathroom. You get what I'm trying to say? Faux Physical will be, right now it needs that parenting. It needs that nurturing. It'll be tying its own shoes. Right now, I need to tie Faux Physical shoes, and I need others as well to help me tie the shoes. Others as well to help me wash the baby. That is Faux Physical. Soon Faux Physical will be a toddler, moving on its own, without the assistance of a parent holding its hand. And it will grow. And it will entertain many. It'll change lives. But most importantly, it'll entertain many. Many people are going to be entertained by these pedals. Yes, they have a practical use, but at the end of the day, it's for entertainment. That's a printout. That's a printout of the thingy-majig of the illustration. I've been showing that A4 paper to shareholders and stuff, or investors, as I sit down with them on multiple dates and stuff. I'm going to cap this video off at 30 minutes, even though I am pretty much just done talking at this point, and my phone's going to die soon. Yeah, I put everything into this, dude. Put everything into it. Everything. Stuff that I thought I could not live without, I am considering just getting off of my hands in order to fund for physical. Like the other day I was thinking about selling my Asian Kung Fu Generation shirts to some Asian Kung Fu Generation fanatics somewhere. I couldn't manage to do that. You know? Signed merch as well. Like the shirt that I have is signed. I put that up for listing, on listing or whatever. I did that. Here's the shirt. I was thinking of getting rid of this bad boy, just so that I could give myself a chance. And this is my favorite band, dude. My favorite band in the world. You know what I mean? My favorite band in the world. I love these guys to death. I was thinking of selling this shirt. Not just thinking about it, I was actively trying to do so. But I guess the universe was like, dude, stop. I love this shirt. Fun fact, the girl that's on the illustration of the Cape Coastal Reverberator, that little fictional character that I drew, in the story she wears that shirt. I just don't enjoy it very well, but you can see the resemblance. It's a white shirt with some gold thingy-majig on the bust of it, the chest of it. Okay, I'm not gonna cap it off at 30 minutes. I'm gonna end it now. Thanks for listening. Yeah, these videos help me a lot, dude. They help me a lot. They help me get a lot of stuff off my chest. Yeah, it's really, this shit's important for me. And I was doing this kind of thing before recording it. I was doing a lot of self-talk before it ever occurred to me to record stuff. Yeah, just as a means of hearing myself out, getting stuff off my chest, you know. Yeah, it helps. Yeah, it helps quite a bit. I can kind of see why therapy is a big deal for a lot of people, because this is essentially that, but with input and assistance, and you know, just that extra level of support on top of them just letting it all out, you know. Would I ever go to therapy? In grade 5 they tried to take me to therapy because I was a class clown. I was a little bit of a delinquent. I was a people pleaser. That trait kind of stuck around with me, as you can tell, because I make the videos and shit. I make things for people to enjoy. Yeah, the whole people pleaser aspect very much stuck. So yeah, in grade 5 I was a little bit of a menace. You could argue that I was being a kid, but then you do get kids who are um disciplined, I guess, who behave well, you know. So to try to suggest that is very to try to suggest that is kid behavior is insincere, untrue, because like I said, you get behaved kids. Yeah, and it's past 30 minutes. I thought I was gonna end it earlier, but I guess I'm just going on. I'm charging my phone now. So yeah, I was a bit of a rascal as a kid. And then around that time, my dad passed away. And then I guess my teachers and my mom tried to link my behavior with the fact that my dad passed away, and that I was being rebellious or whatever. As an adult, I can tell you right here, right now, that I wasn't being a delinquent because my dad passed away. I was being a delinquent because, yeah, like I said, I was being a people pleaser in a way that I thought, or in the way that I knew best. You know, I was like Naruto in a way, because Naruto was a bit of a rascal when he was young. You know, and then he went on to be the hero. I guess that's why I like Naruto so much. Maybe that's a little reason why I like Naruto. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I like Naruto because I relate to it. I thought the jutsus were cool. You know, I thought the music was cool, the art was cool as a kid, and then Naruto went on to continue to go on. Not to suggest that it was not popular when I got into it as a 7 year old kid or however old I was, but it continued to grow to be this dominant flipping, you know, anime franchise, you know, worth billions now. The franchise of Naruto. Mm-hmm. That's a good point to. That's a good place to end the video. I feel. Um. Yeah. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.